Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Weebs of the Ring, episode 54 of our wrestling podcast presented by AniMa Studio. And you know what you're in store for is the Stampede. Tonight's breakdown, the headliner is Roman Reigns is back. The man, the OTC, the original tribal chief is fucking back. But that's not the only headline. We have the main storyline of Cody Rhodes moves forward from the Bloodline. He continues on from the SummerSlam. He said, I don't want to talk about the past because the past is the past. And he doesn't want to continue with the bullshit of the Bloodline. And he doesn't want to deal with a cosplayer called Solo Sikoa. But you know who he wants to deal with? A one-on-one with a guy who earned it, who deserves it, who a lot of people respect around here, and who fought for it. It was KO. We're going to see Cody versus KO. Bash of Berlin. Are you excited? Are you thrilled? Let us know. But our mid-card stories, our U.S. title finally gets the champion it deserves. LA Knight, we get a number one contender match for the night. Andrade versus Santos Escobar. But that's not the only number one contender match. We will end off the show with our a mini tournament of number one contender. We have the Street Profits versus A-Town Down Under. But then there's a few of smirks and smiles being all involved with it. Additionally, we have DIY versus Pretty Deadly. And then we have a Tiffany trying to celebrate, trying to throw a celebration, but then going all out with Pink, and Chelsea Grid like, nah, I don't fuck with this. So how did you guys feel about that? We also got a video package and a Jade Cargill of Alba Fyre. So that's a full breakdown for the night. That is our order, but all the time codes will be in the description like always. So if you're new to the channel, welcome to the show, and if you're a returning fan, let's get on with the show.
What's up? How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the Weebs of the Ring podcast. As you guys are filtering in, we are going to be, just kind of having some fun, having some talks, having some shenanigans tonight and all that. And yeah, so hopefully you guys have had a great Friday. I almost said Saturday. Oh my gosh. Tomorrow's Saturday. It's the weekend. Finally, we've had a big, busy week. I know my week was busy. I know Vash's week was busy. And hopefully your week wasn't too busy. But if it was, hey, let's chill out, let's cool down, let's talk some Smackdown and all that. So, for some of you who are used to us being here on Mondays and Fridays, welcome back as always. Glad you guys are here. But if you're new here, just who are we? Who exactly are the Weebs of the Ring? Well, with anime in our souls and thoughts of wrestling out of control, we are normally a trio of weebs, but tonight we are a duo, as DropThisBox is still on vacation, and his pay is getting docked every single day that he is not here. But hey, we love the entertainment of professional wrestling, so allow us to be the voices inside of your head as we go through the wrestling event of the evening, give our thoughts and predictions on what's to come, and provide an experience inclusive to all you nerds out there. So grab your steel chair, yell for the table, and get put through an experience like none other. We are brought to you by AniMa Studio, and again, this is the Weebs of the Ring podcast. So, I, of course, am your wonderful, lovely world champion Whawkins here, and I am joined tonight by the legend himself, Legend of Vash. Vash, how you doing tonight?
Man, I'm doing great. The OTC is back channel. If you ever new to us for the Weebs of the Ring, 5 months ago, I was not OTC squad. I was not Trouble Chief. I was not here. I was not the ones. But like Whawkins introduced, I am the visionary Legendary Vash, and it's good to be here tonight to discuss the Friday Night Smackdown, where they've been promoting it since last week's SummerSlam. Like Cody said, fuck SummerSlam, it happened already, it's in the past. If you want to hear our thoughts about SummerSlam and the matches of the night, go check tune for that fight of SummerSlam. Right above us is the card. And if you want to check out for Monday Night Raw, that coverage from last week, Go check that out. Other past week's episodes are all on the playlist. We appreciate you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new to the channel because we gladly appreciate it. And if you're a returning fan and haven't subscribed yet, press that red button below if it's still red. If it's gray, it means you have been in our community. Join our Discord server as well because I was talking there a lot about the Smackdown because it was really good. Also, fuck you, Fox, with all due respect, because you kept, kind of censoring and monitor the screen when you could have just kind of, censor the audio. You don't need to do the whole 9 yards. So go fuck yourself respectfully.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I hate when they do that. Sorry, everybody. Sydney wants some loving right now. I don't know. Well, you can kind of see her trying to poke through Roman's little screen back there. But all right, yeah, you're fine, girl. You're fine. You can be on camera another time. Yeah, Fox, Fox. We need to have a talk about censorship. Actually, you know what? In general, America, we need to have a talk about censorship. Fuck that. There you go. There's a story. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. But yeah, so as always with our Friday shows, we have a lot to talk about. We have a lot to kind of grapple with, and a lot of stuff happened with this week, not only just in our personal lives, but of course in wrestling. So we're going to take some time to kind of grapple with everything that happened this week. We're going to just kind of talk about maybe a few things that happened before we touch on SmackDown and all that. So Vash, were you able to catch anything wrestling related outside of WWE or any news you want to highlight from this past week of wrestling?
So for any news that what I like to highlight for this past week is we're getting a woman speed champion. A tournament will be coming up this coming week that Triple H announced today that we'll be getting a speed champion. So my question is, Laga Boy Ryan Reynolds in his clip back as a doctor. I forgot where that clip is from, the meme. But why? Why do we have
Wait,
a speed champion?
what?
Like it seems like it's growing. The speed champion,
Hmm.
the speed tournament, the web series that they have launched. But do we really have the need for a women's speed champion before we even get a women's version of a U.S. title or a U.S. IC title? It's like, really, Triple H? Like, that is the importance? Like, unless you're trying to give highlights for women's technicality in their skill sets in wrestling, then I would love to see that.
Hmm.
But I wouldn't be excited to see Shayna Blazer as the speed champion or something. Like, I wouldn't like to see that. I'd rather see a U.S. title or IC title on Shayna Blazer instead of a speed belt, if that makes sense.
Hmm. No, I mean I get that. Like, yeah. I mean I get that thought process and that kind of mindset with it. I'm just kind of happy that they're doing something with like something more with speed where because I thought about that the other day. It's like, okay, you keep doing like these tournament styles for the speed championship and all that, and like that's cool and all, that's fine, but it can get kind of samey a little bit. So them adding like the women to this and all that, that that's something cool. That's something like it adds another twist. So it's like, okay, the men have their time to shine with speed, and then we can switch off to the women now doing their time with the speed title and all that. And I mean, I doubt we're gonna get like a tag team speed championship
If
going
we
on
do,
because
that'd
like
be too much now. Like, I'd rather get a trio.
yeah.
I'd rather get a trio belts one way or another, or a mixed belt. Don't give me a fucking tag belt of speed. It's like, you guys are just wasting time.
I don't know about speed. Maybe a mixed title for that, but I don't know. I'd rather them do like the mixed match challenge again because at least those things went to charity and all that.
Yeah. The the other news I would love to bring up is, I don't know if you saw NXT. I'm very curious to see where they're gonna go with
Mhm.
the storyline of Wesley, because they just connected back with the Rascals that lasted about a month, maybe like
Mhm.
5 weeks at most, and then after that Wesley just betrayed them after their loss, at the end of the show this past Tuesday. So I'm a bit kind of kind of a bit disappointed because I wanted to see what Wesley does more with his back with the trio, what people, you know, not able to see. So I'm curious to see if this was for storyline, or is this part contract of TNA, or is this something more behind closed doors that we won't be able to find out until months later? Because I'm really disappointed where you put a group together and then you break them apart already. It's like, come on, Triple H and Shawn Michaels. Like, we don't need this on all the shows where you bring somebody back together and then break them up, weeks later. So that's kind of annoying. Two is like where we could take Wesley and get him to a main event. I would love to see that. I'm very hyped for that. If this leads up to it, yes, which will most likely will lead up to story wise. But I thought it was too rushed. I would have loved to have seen the growth of the Rascals, and would have been more betrayal if it lasted longer for another couple weeks, where it was kind of like you was trying to string them along.
Yeah, and I guess I could see that too. But I'm fine with it because they already have history with each other. Just as the group, they already have history, whether that was in TNA, WWE, all that stuff. So they already have like a built-in story with that. Because as much as like Triple H and Shawn Michaels like to rehash old storylines, especially storylines that they had and like moments that they had, I kind of think back to when Shawn Michaels came back, like back in 2002. It's like he came back, he kind of joined the NWO, but that really went nowhere. So he ended up joining back with Triple H and kind of reforming DX for like a week or two. And then Triple H immediately turned on him. So it's like, okay, they came back for a bit. Yeah, and like Triple H immediately turned on him, and it led to an unsanctioned match, which I highly recommend. Not only just that match, but everything that happened in SummerSlam 2002. Highly recommend anybody out there to go. Even if you've watched it, go rewatch it. It's a good show. It's really good. But that's kind of what I'm seeing with this. It's like, okay, we did it a little bit, and rehashing the Rascal stuff and all that, great, it's awesome. But like, since it went nowhere, and since Wes was already kind of thinking about doing something different, now this just kind of gives him more reason to, because it's like, okay, I joined up with my friends who left me, and we went nowhere. We tried to go for the tag titles, but we didn't do it. We couldn't do it, and all that. So it's like, okay, forget these guys, I'm done with these guys. I'm just going to move on. I'm going to do my own thing. And I do like how you did mention him going into the main event, because yeah, he should be going into the main event soon.
He should 100%. He has the potential.
Oh yeah,
he has the fan, he has the love, and he has the anime behind his soul. This man embodies the broadly out of it. He has that green aurora around him, and I love it for him. And he was the longest reigning NXT North American champion, so I'd love to see him continue to the main eventer since he left the NXT North American title. Give that to Obafemi and have him continue with that belt, have break records, continue having great matches until he gets to go to main event by the end of the year, or who knows when. But Wesley, I'm all for it. It's just that it threw me by surprise, the whole mix of what happened this past Tuesday. I'm like, okay, do your thing, Wesley. I didn't expect this shit. I'm like, this came out of left field.
No, I get that, and I think that's what just makes it so much better too. Just like it came out of left field and all that. So yeah, cool. I guess for me, I didn't really have too much for this week with anything outside of WWE or any like news stories. Nothing really like grabbed me.
AEW, what I heard is a whack ass episode with only 660K views. The views have gone down low. The AEW fans are saying that it's still one of the best shows where the best wrestlers fight. And you're telling me that Mercedes Moné versus Britt Parker are not holding a great feud? Because I heard from people that it's ass.
I didn't watch AEW this week. I did see some of the highlights though, and the Mercedes moment. I mean, I'm not really the biggest Sasha Banks / Mercedes fan.
Yeah.
So I am kind of biased when it comes to her. So just take that and all that. But No, no, that segment really wasn't it, and especially with like, I guess there was that news too of Britt Baker and MJF having some sort of altercation like back in July, like a couple
Yeah.
weeks ago, where she got suspended. I don't really want to touch on that because all the news that came out from that is a lot of he said she said kind of thing. It's just I just think overall it's not a good look for AEW anyways, whether it was an isolated incident or not. And no matter how many people say, "Oh, yeah, backstage," it's like, okay, then let's not have reports come out like that. But
At the end of the
I
day,
digress with that part.
people need to
Yeah.
understand when you're trying to be a growing company, having rumors and gossip be your main talk show and not your actual product, that's not good.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
it's not a good look for AEW when it comes like this. Like all jokes aside, like it's like Whawkins said, we don't want to put too much emphasis on it because we don't want to talk about news source when it's not something that's confirmed or reliable.
Yeah.
So when we're unaware of who has said it and the source is not confirmed, so we'd rather just move on. And it's good to mention, guys, chat, because we know we're not the
Oh yeah.
only ones that have read the source. But at the end of the day, we cannot put too much thought into because we're trying to do the best as a talk show after show of the week when it comes to wrestling. We'd rather talk about reliable sourcing of information to our show itself.
Yeah. And well, it's one thing for like to be a situation like that. It's another to be a juicy rumor about something. But hey, that's something that the kids like to call foreshadowing. And if you're a One Piece fan, you know exactly what I mean. And when will that come to be? I don't know. Maybe 500 chapters from now. We'll see. But I don't know. I don't really have anything else to really say about the week. I mean, it was kind of a basic week with all the wrestling news and anything outside of WWE. So let's just kind of go right into it, everybody. We got SmackDown tonight. I thought it was a solid show. Like, I say this every week, I know, but like SmackDown just like blew by. Action was great. On like mic work was fantastic throughout. But we're gonna talk about our headline story here because Roman Reigns, our tribal chief, our true tribal chief, the original tribal chief, is back. He came on SmackDown. He didn't say any words, but he didn't need to because he just beat down the bloodline right here. And kind of glad that Jacob Fatu wasn't here to not catch this beating, either selling the injury or he's actually injured. Hopefully, it's not that second one. But man, just the hockey off this man. Just okay. If I can explain this really quick, basically Solo right now is Queen. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, let's go with Queen. Queen from One Piece with like within Kaido's rank. So it's just like, okay, you know what? Cool. You know what? No, that's being too generous for Solo. He's Jack. He's freaking Jack. Like it's like, okay, Kaido gets defeated by a Luffy. Oh, spoiler alert, by the way, but whatever. Kaido gets defeated by Luffy, and then Jack, of all people, frickin' Jack comes by and just like, oh, I guess I'll just run Kaido's crew. I'll be the captain now. And King is just sitting back like, all right, fine, whatever, yeet. And then Queen is just over there like, I'm injured and I'm gonna hang out with Naomi, my wife. Okay, bye. I don't know if you saw what I did there, but King and Queen are the Usos. Anyways, so Jack is now leading the Beast Pirates, and it's just like, oh, cool. Yeah, you got neck diff by a cat and a dog. All right, when's Kaido coming back? Is he coming back? When's the dragon coming back? And the dragon came back tonight, boys. But 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 Vash, how did you feel about this segment? Because God, the beating, the massacre that happened tonight, it was juicy.
Look, I want to say the original tribal chief has came and presented us in his presence of the aurora that is missing in the bloodline. Because look, one thing I love that Cody Rhodes said that you got Jacob had to hurt to Solo in the beginning of the show, so that helped us, the
Hmm.
audience, to know that Jacob is not here tonight. but also it gave a funny tagline confrontation of a meme of what Whawkins was talking about earlier, that Tonga Loa is continued to be a meme of a wrestler on the show, because immediately once he came out with the belt of the tag, because people need to understand, last week me and Whawkins spoke about it, that yo, they might use fair it's called fair play, right?
What, like,
of where the
what
people in your team,
what are you talking about? Like,
could, if one of the champions is out, you could get replaced by one of your team members.
oh, you're talking about the Freebird rule.
Freebird rule. Thank you. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
So our boy Tangaloa is doing the Freebird rule, where he's
Yep.
being played by, instead of our boy Jacob Fatu, he's holding the title. But two things. One, a lot of people were mad that he already held it. Two, he held it wrong, just like Whawkins giving us the example. And I feel so bad for Tangaloa, but this man got murked by a Superman punch and a spear by Roman Reigns, and everyone was loving it, even myself. Not saying I didn't care for him as a babyface back then. I love him as a Shield member, as a heel. I was curious to know where he was gonna be as a face, but I wasn't there during the 2018, 2019, and 2017, around that time when they first tried. However, I'm so happy for him coming out, people hearing the music, everyone screaming, everyone loving the scene, everyone being on top of what just appeared. However, I would have loved to see him get just kicking the ass of Jacob Fatu, to him to sell it more. Just to have Jacob Fatu sell the dominance, but I know why not, because it's too early. Let's have him a week or two before they see eye to eye. That's one. Two, Solo, you a little bitch.
No.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna just be up front. This man came out. This man, the OTC that's on my screen, this man came out. Solo said, yo, you go take him down. This man grabbed a steel steps, said, nah, pa, you knock out. He said, no, spear, Superman punch. Why the fuck did Solo go from almost getting spear, being brought down? He went across to the entrance, and Roman Reigns is looking at him from. If you guys look at Whawkins' screen, that's Roman Reigns staring at Solo, and I'm like, oh, okay, Solo, why the fuck are you all the way over there? Why did he have switch positions? This is not a 69. You're supposed to be fighting back. Run towards the ring.
What?
Fight back. Man up.
What did 69? Why is he putting up 69 here? What?
That's the only
nah,
one
okay.
I had. My apologies.
So
That's the only one I had at the top of my head that rolled off the top.
no, you're good. You're good. So, okay, I think I get that. I get it, but like, I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't want an ass whooping. I wouldn't want that. Like, I'm not gonna get back in that ring and get an ass whooping. Nah.
I'm sorry.
Nah.
I'd rather put up a fight.
He still has the Ulafala. He still has the Ulafala.
Roman didn't care. Roman said, I'm gonna mark these duels right here. I'm gonna mark 1, mark 2, then they're gonna be taken down.
Look, if Roman really cared, he would have walked down that ramp and taken it from him. But nah, Roman stayed in the ring after beating up on... Look, here's the thing. Roman beat up on a disabled man tonight. Poor Tonga Loa has only one eye. Poor Tonga Loa has one eye, can't even do anything with that. You know, and did you see freaking Tama Tonga? He lost his shirt. What's he gonna do without a shirt? You know, he always wrestles in like a vest. Why do you know? I'm just trying to make an excuse here for him, but
well,
anyways.
Where you go with this? Because he deliberately took the shirt off before he got out the ring. He said, all right, it's time to get serious. He ripped off the shirt. I'm like, you can still fight Roman with a shirt on, my guy.
And look what happened to him.
I guess. him
Look what
losing her.
happened to him. He got his butt whooped.
I just love that
Oh man.
of
But like, mhm.
how Tamatanga took the L beautifully with a Superman punch, and just getting a spear from Roman, and how everyone, the crowd, was beautiful. The crowd literally would do the ooh, ah. It was beautiful just to see that type of
Nah,
dynamic.
okay. Because all right, I actually do need to go off here with this, okay? Because, oh gosh, okay. Everybody in the chat, everybody in the comments, I want you guys, if you guys have been watching WWE product for like years now, like many years now, cast your minds back to 2015, all the way back to the Royal Rumble, when The Rock of all people is getting booed, even though he was the face trying to help the other face of Roman Reigns get over with the crowd and like celebrate his win of being of winning the Royal Rumble and moving forward and going to WrestleMania to face Brock Lesnar. Like, they tried everything in their power to make Roman Reigns the top babyface. They did everything. All those matches with Brock, all the dog food that was put on him, all the suffering succotash, all like the stuff with Sheamus, the stuff with the Authority, like every single little thing that we had to deal with for near on 10 years for them to make Roman Reigns the top babyface of your company.
I just know
And yet
Roman. I mean,
he
Roman must be
mhm.
happy. Like coming out, just like I wonder
Oh, he's eating
backstage.
this up.
Exactly, like just backstage, just know like, damn, they love me. Like, or just it's just coming out, just like,
Hmm.
but deep down you must be like, they love me this time. They truly love me as a face now. Like just knowing that you are the guy right now, like, oh, that must be hitting the spot.
Yeah. So, where was I with all that? It's just like we've spent so long with them shoving Roman down our throats, being like, "Oh, cheer him right now. He's your world champion. Cheer him. He's the face of the company. Cheer him, cheer him, cheer him." Like shoving it into your face about how Roman Reigns was the guy, the top guy, and it's like it wasn't working at all. And finally, just hearing these reactions, like, yeah, people still, would cheer Roman and all that, but like, it was never on this level. Like, what's going on now has to have Vince fuming right now because he spent. Okay, let's look at the Roman experiment. Roman experiment started what, like, I would say, yeah, 2014-ish kind of time when like the Shield broke up and all that. So it's like, okay, that's when the Roman experiment kind of started going. And then 2015 to like when was COVID? Like 2020. So like you spent like
When was
5
COVID?
years already trying to. Yeah, exactly.
Sorry.
Like, no, you're good. But it's like you spent 5 years trying to make this man your top guy, and like again, the crowd was just not having it. They were booing him constantly. They even boo. They wanted Triple H to win at WrestleMania 32. Like that. That's how bad it was. But like COVID happens, and then Roman goes away for a bit, comes back as a babyface, not babyface, as a heel. Finally, we get a heel turn for your top guy. Not only that, he's aligned with Paul Heyman. Then we start getting all this tribal chief stuff. We get this bloodline stuff. Like, yeah, that started under Vince's rule, but like, then you cast your mind to SummerSlam 2022 with that last man standing match with Brock Lesnar. And that was the night that, at least with me, that was the night the tribal chief was actually born. Because that was the night that he stood tall. Yeah, he had help and all that, but it's like
Is that
this
the
was a different tribal chief.
is that the
Hmm.
match where Brock Lesnar had like like a construction machine like
Oh, the
moving the ramp?
tractor.
Yeah, tractor moving the ramp.
Yeah.
Yeah, cause I remember Brock
Hmm.
threw the mic and Roman grabbed it. Like that one
Yeah.
was fire. Like I remember
Yeah,
seeing the
dude.
clips, the memes. I haven't seen the full match itself, but I would one day do my homework. If we
Dude,
ever do like a
do it.
whole rewind of the Bloodline, the first 4 years or something like that, if we ever do something like that, I will definitely do my homework. But I've
Hmm.
seen the clips of it, and that clip is always very smooth. I wonder if he ever practiced that, or if that was just like off the books. Because if it was off the books, that was very smooth.
Yeah. Also, I see you there, Jashin Deep Singh. Hopefully, you're having a good night as well. I'm
Welcome,
just gushing
welcome.
over Roman. I'm like this is just me, like, just happy that, like, the Roman experiment is finally working. And like, and I said, 2022 SummerSlam was like the moment I saw the tribal chief. Like that was it. Like that was when I started seeing the vision of who Roman Reigns was. Did I have my issues until like he dropped the title to Cody? Yeah, I did. Obviously, a lot of people did. But like now looking back on it, because like this is what happens with me with like when things like this start happening. I get like a rush of like the history of everything.
Agreed.
And tonight, and like it kind of happened on Saturday night too with SummerSlam. Like I got this rush of the history of just like everything you go through, everything us as fans went through, and
Of,
just knowing where we're at now is insane. And like you're rewarded for being a long-term fan like this because you stuck it out. You went through the dog food. You went through the horrible promos, the horrible scripted promos. You went through like Roman Reigns wearing blue contact lenses to look more like a good guy. But
I
you just feel rewarded. Yeah.
I would like to add to what you're saying because you are bringing facts. Because guys, we're still on our Roman conversation, talking about his return and what he has done so far in this one night only, without even saying a word. And we're speaking what's the word? Praise of now him
Hmm.
as a wrestler must be so proud of what he has done from now in the past 4 or 5 years of doing the homework. Like I should have mentioned this also in the grappling of the week, but this kind of connects. Daniel Bryan was in Europe the for the Gorilla Position podcast. I'm not going to talk about the whole podcast that he was on and what he
Hmm.
promoted because it was about all NWE. But what he said, something about he said about his time during the pandemic and during the fights of him trying to do the transition of wrestling in front of fans and wrestling in front of TVs and no audience. I love what he said
Hmm.
about Roman Reigns. That gave me a beautiful insight of the understanding of the tribal chief, because he said that once Roman came back, he knew how to handle the idea of wrestling without fans and with fans, and know how to balance
Hmm.
it. And it was like you're working with a camera, like you're acting, and that was a beautiful part that Daniel Bryan analyzed. Is something that I didn't realize, and how Roman has seen it, where what he calls it is cinema.
Oh yeah, cinema.
Like,
Like,
is what the
yeah,
kids call it nowadays, cinema.
cinema.
So it
Oh
just brings
man,
it to that
what a
point
good
to
moment.
know that Roman Reigns, while he was in the pandemic for the first couple months and everything, he was analyzing how to wrestle in front of fans without the fans being there. How can you bring them
Hmm.
watching from home and still be entertained, still be hooked? Treat it like a movie. Treat it like the 2 hour product. Treat it a 20-minute fight that you're watching. Treat it like they're part of it within the camera work, and that was amazing. So just seeing this even tonight, ooh, can't wait for us to talk about the camera worker tonight as well.
Ooh.
God damn it just made me think of the scene of our boy Gambit. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna
Hmm.
continue on.
Uh,
The
look, that
cameraman, the
that meme's
cameraman
going around.
made a name of
Oh,
themselves tonight from the fans, like of
oh, I'm
us
about to make
tonight,
a name of myself. Yeah.
or at the greater position, probably behind the does that say, "Yo, great work tonight. Fans are loving it," or something. Because look,
Hmm.
that's a great job. Me and Whawkins will gush over that. But my last thoughts about Roman Reigns, to bring it all together, what I said is that Roman Reigns coming back, he didn't say a single word like Whawkins said in the beginning of our segment, but him not saying a single word just made it more impactful. Because imagine if he did, he will put Solo in his place within those 3-4 minutes he had. So for him not saying a word and just showing that the Tonga brothers just got knocked down, steps, spear, punch out. Curious to see what is this going to lead up to, and are we going to have a one-on-one of Roman versus Solo at Bash of Berlin? I'm curious about that. Would you take that as an offer, or do you think we'll be build up more and have it in October for Bad Blood?
Well, so this kind of leads to another report that was going around this week. So apparently right now, the WrestleMania is looking like it's going to be Cody versus Rock, and the other headline match being Roman versus Solo.
I saw that, but not saying that I didn't care for it, but I didn't care for it because it's so far reach when we're not even like in the early books of December, January. So right now, like Solo and Roman, it doesn't need to be WrestleMania. It could be a Bad Blood, it could be a new PLE, or it could be a main event of a new PLE to bring eyes or more views for. But for a WrestleMania, like unless they're gonna build Solo for the next 6-8 months, then sure. But for Cody and The Rock, I guess that doesn't even excite me. I'd rather see Cody. I'd rather see The Rock and Roman more for what they were trying to set up earlier this year. It will bring more merit. But I guess for Cody and Rock, I guess, because then if Cody and Roman happens, I mean, if Rock and Roman does happen, who's Cody's opponent to have a big name attached to it? You could literally have John Cena. You could literally have Randy Orton. You could literally have another AJ Styles, or you can have another big name like that. So I guess I understand why they're doing Cody and Rock and Roman and Solo, but that's too far. To me, it's like, meh.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of how I felt when I saw, like, oh, Roman and Solo. I'm like, are we really going to build that far into it? Like, I guess the only way around it I could see is if they, like, quote-unquote, really injure Roman, which, I mean, they could, they could do an angle like that maybe, but, like, I don't know when they would do that and how they would do that, but that's just something we'd have to wait and see for them to cook and all that. But I was so happy tonight. Again, just having that history rush through me and just hearing the crowd more than anything. Because, like, yeah, we could sit on here, on the internet, on YouTube, on Twitter, on Twitch, or wherever we're talking online and all that. Like, we could say all this stuff like, oh, WWE's product is, crap, or oh, AEW's product is superior or crap, whatever. Like, we could be tribalistic like that, but, like, what really matters is the crowd reaction.
That too.
And with Roman getting these massive crowd reactions now, I mean, he was getting them before, but it's just like, now that he's the baby face, it's like the babyface side of it now. And, the same with Cody. Cody's still getting the same reactions. Jay's still getting the same reactions with his yeet. Yeah. Like, these stars are still getting these big, massive reactions, no matter what we might say online about how they might feel directionless or whatever. Like, what matters is the crowd. And what really matters, too, within that crowd are the kids. Because I saw a clip, I think it was either Sunday or Monday, I saw a clip. It was his dad who was with his son. Son's wearing, like, these earmuffs or whatever, and Roman comes out. And, like, when Roman was coming out, like, his music started and all that stuff, like, you see the kid's face just kind of start, like, getting really excited. And, like, he throws the one up and all that, too, But, like, just seeing that kid's face and seeing how excited he was getting, like, it kind of puts into perspective just how powerful wrestling can be, whether it's WWE, AEW, New Japan, TNA, whatever. Like, there's a reaction happening. And the biggest reaction from a kid can possibly make that next star. That next Roman Reigns could be right there in the crowd. The next person to bring this business into a bigger, brighter future could be right there in the crowd. And that's really what all of this is about.
I would love, I would love to add two things towards that. To bring a point towards what you're saying, a perfect example. Everyone, anybody that's a fan from WE from the late 2000s will know a certain fan crying when a champion got beaten, John Cena, by The Miz. And a certain fan has been used of a meme for that for years, even until this day as a meme on GIFs. So it shows what Whawkins saying, that the reactions of fans is what makes the moments. The stories is what impacts it, the emotions. Even my girl watching Smackdown with me tonight, she gets excited seeing the OTC back. Me and her 5 months ago, where it was hating on the tribal chief, we'll say, my dude, you're losing tonight. You're going to be losing. Boo you. We know ones, we downs. Nah, F you. We on the Yeet, we're on the Yeet train. We're Team Usos. We're this. Fuck Roman Reigns. It's all about Solo. Whoa. Sorry. It's all about Cody Rhodes. It's all about Cody Rhodes.
There we go.
That is the word. But Roman Reigns now is a flip side. I'm doing the ones now. I'm the OTC. I got my boy here. Whawkins have him there too. My girl is getting excited to see him. Like, so it shows the work ethic that's being done for the tribal chief and the fans, and it shows that when you get something organically done, like we're gonna talk about a few of them LA Knight as well, a few of these superstars are getting the love that they deserve by organically writing well, because this was a beautiful Smackdown, and I can't wait to continue the rest of it. But Roman Reigns is back. He gave the beat down, he gave the hurt down, he gave the hurt business. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, man. But, yeah, so, again, Roman beat them down. Not a word was said. Just, I mean, to each other there was, but it's more like, oh, I'm coming for you. I'm coming for what's mine. So, yeah, we'll eventually get to that moment, but I'm glad this is what the segment was. Because, like, yeah, they could have gone back and forth with words, being like, I'm the tribal chief. No, I'm the tribal chief. But this was just enough. This was all we needed, and I'm glad Jacob Fatu wasn't part of this, because, again, we need to keep him strong, keep him looking strong as the enforcer of this new bloodline, because it's like, yeah, you know, Solo, he might be looking a little weak, or, like, as Vash said, like a little bitch and all that, but, I mean, his enforcer's not there, you know, he can't really do much of, it's like if the Penguin, or no, it's like if Joker tried to do something and Harley's not there. Like, Harley, you're my main goon. You know, like, do something. You're the distraction, so I can get the hell out of here. You know, but his Harley Quinn wasn't there, unfortunately.
Nope.
But yeah, but we'll have to wait and see what happens next week. I know Roman's supposed to be there next week, so
yes,
I don't know if he's gonna have a mic or not.
And on the first show of USA in September 13th, I believe.
I want to say yes. I think so.
We will talk about maybe when we get closer.
I can't.
That's okay.
Yeah, I can't wait for them to go back to USA, because Fox, they're screwing them up a lot. But yeah, so yeah, again, Roman's back. Cool, neat, awesome, frickin-tastic. Let's go ahead and talk about our main storyline, because we have a main event title here, held by our lovely Cody Rhodes, and he is trying to move away from the bloodline, trying to keep them in his rearview mirror, because, hey, I've had to deal with you guys for the past, like, 2 years. I'm done with you. I want to be done with you. So he tries to move on. Solo tries to not move on, but he's got backup with Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens is out here to help out, and you know, it much like Deku, it pays to be a good guy. It pays to be a good person. So Cody tries to pay that forward by offering Kevin Owens a title shot at Bash in Berlin. How are we feeling about this, Bash? How do you feel about Kevin Owens getting a title shot at Bash in Berlin?
So before I answer your question, I want to give a statement. My statement is this: very happy to hear the chants of the fans of Cody in the stadium, sorry,
Yeah.
in the arena, continue chanting for Cody, for his song and singing and showing the love. Because at times, like I was telling Whawkins in the group chat and also in our Discord server, it's annoying to see the online community of the internet wrestling community, the IWC, how annoying and childish they could be when it comes to saying that Cody's a bad champ and he has no entertaining storylines, and how why are we continuing on with Cody? Can he drop the title? Can we get Roman back? It gets
Hmm.
very tiring. Like, it doesn't affect me, but it gets very tiring as a fan of the content and who does the show about the content, but also wants the content to succeed. And when you have fans continue talking about the same thing week to week, week to week on a public forum, and it doesn't get changed up and it gets very repetitive, it kind of bursts the bubble. But it brings
Hmm.
me a ignite when I love to see the arena or the stadium show a different a different color of tune when they show the love, when they do the chants, and it shows that they still love Cody. Even Cody was taking a little moment. He was about to say something. He held, like, you know what? I'm gonna enjoy this moment, grab the information, enjoy the emotions that the crowd is giving me, and then start talking. You know, do his famous line. So, what do you guys want to talk about? So, I just love that. I really want to get that statement
Hmm.
because it just shows that what the internet says, it doesn't mean that it speaks for the 100% of the fandom. That's only a percentage of 20-30% of the whole fandom. You still got some fandom that probably don't use the internet or social media as much as others do. So I just love to see that what we have gotten so far from the fans online to what the show in person is not the same. So I just love that.
Yeah. But I love this beginning part here where Solo just walks out and he's just like, "Look, man, I got cheated out of my title belt," which uh, no rules, bloodline rules, so go eat a dick, Solo. Um, but he's just like, "Man, I deserve another shot." Nah, 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 nah. And just like, Cody, shut this man up. And Cody does shut the man up. He's just like, look, you are a delusional little kid thinking you deserve any kind of rematch. You made Solo, you made Jacob Fatu hurt himself to try to take me out, and it
Yes.
still didn't work. So what do you want to talk about since you're in the back of the line? And I do like how Solo, like, because he could have retorted, like any other heel would have been like, oh yeah, Baka, well, said something. But he was just like, all right, you know what? Nah, I'm gonna beat that ass. I'm gonna beat you up. And again, Kevin Owens was out there with a steel chair, and they backed up. They're gonna deal with Roman first, and I guess Roman's gonna deal with them first before going for Cody. And
Which I
so,
love.
yeah, Bloodline, yeah, like, yeah, I do that too. It's just like we're gonna put a pin in this, and we'll return to this.
One thing I love about this as well, before KO came out, Cody was telling Solo, like, you're delusional. You are a cosplayer trying to be the tribal chief, and you couldn't get that job done. I
Mm,
wish Cody said another line on top of that. When once he said that, I wish he added the line saying, "You talk about Roman couldn't get the job done, but at least he beat me once. You haven't even beaten me once." And you talk
yeah.
about trying to get the job done of what he couldn't, while getting in the back of the line. I wish he added a bit more, but I know things had to get set up for more things, between Solo and Roman for later. But I love what was said so far, but I wish was a bit more like a nail in the coffin, or like, like getting stabbed, but you're trying to ingrain the knife a bit more deeper.
Mm,
So I wish Cody was like that with his promo a bit more, but overall was good. Um, KO was always ready with the chairs. Like, this man is ready for the hands
oh yeah.
anytime, anywhere. He's like, "I cheer for you, cheer for
Look.
me. Let's start. Let's go."
When you're off and on fighting with the same faction for 4 years, you come prepared, you
Yeah,
know.
he does. I bet you he just be coming here
Yeah.
like just running like, I'm not gonna grab a chair from the area. I'm gonna just bring them already with me. All right, let's go.
Yeah. yeah, let's get this. Let's do this thing. So, yeah, so Solo backs off, and Kevin, he's starting to walk back to the, to the back, but like, and, Cody's music's playing and all that. I like how Cody, does cut it off. So it's just like, okay, was this actually planned to do it this way, or like what's going on? But like, yeah, Cody offers KO a title match at Bash in Berlin, and KO
Respectfully denied.
humble. Yeah, like a humble KO is very interesting because, again, he's known as a prize fighter, so it's just like, okay, wait, hold on, there's a prize right there for you, the WWE title, something that like keeps getting stolen from you, countless times, mainly because of Roman. But humble KO, I get it because it's like, oh, he's a babyface. He's gonna mention, the backstage and all that, how like, and he said this too, like when we cut back later on to Nick Aldis's office, where he's just like, you could go into that locker room and find anybody who is just as deserving, if not more, than Roman. Because like Nick Aldis mentioned he was gonna give it to Roman, like he was gonna give Roman his rematch, and that again, like this is what I love about current WWE. It doesn't shy away from their past. Because Kevin even mentions, hey, I technically never got a rematch for my Universal title I lost. Because, way back, I think it was like 2017. He was decimated by Goldberg because they needed to get the title on him for this match he had with Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania that year.
Yeah.
Yeah, which, god damn it. But anyways, so it's like Kevin never really technically got his rematch for that, and I'm glad he mentioned that here.
Everything's being like a connected tissue. Everything is being involved, like a branching tree. If anybody has been watching the MCU, Loki, or anything involving the multiverse, like everything is a thread connecting to the singular timeline. Everything that's happened even 5 years ago to be mentioned. KO found himself like, yo, I'm not worthy. Cody, I don't deserve your title shot. You give me this opportunity, and I have to respectfully deny it. And I love that because it showed KO being humble about it. Like, yo, if you look at my win loss ratio over the past year, it's not good. So I love how humble he is about it and saying like, look, I would love to do this. I'd love to go one-on-one with you, my friend, but I have to respectfully deny. And I love how Cody like, word, that's cool, but I'm walking away slowly. I'm going to get off this ring. I'm going to walk to Nick Aldis. I'm going to give him a supporting detail, my intro, my outro to my essay, my main thesis, and I'm going to prove it like the fans are screaming, saying you deserve it. Nick Aldis is gonna say you deserve it, so it's in the bag. So just saying, I see you at Bash. All right, cool. You don't want to shake my hand? I'm gonna walk out. I love how he just kept saying like, "It's gonna happen, my G. It's gonna happen, my G.
It's gonna happen,
my G."
Like,
it just kept saying that like,
stop fighting it. Stop fighting it. It's gonna happen, dude. Like.
And then
I like how he referenced too. How he's just like, "Oh, well, Randy's getting a title shot. Why can't you?"
Exactly. I was just about to bring that up.
Yeah.
So I love how we go to the backstage and we have Cody talking to Nick Aldis. They're like, "Hey, you know, KO's right there." He's like, "Yo, I don't see it. I don't think I should." And I love the reverse psychology. This was a plan from Nick Aldis and Cody to bring up to like saying the word. Roman has the title shot. KO just literally switched from a 0 to 180, like him getting angry. Like, no, wait. Roman didn't do shit. If you go to the whole locker room, if you go to the whole locker room, the locker room shows that they do shit. And I love how niggas like, word, I don't need to go there. You are speaking
I'm here,
and I'm seeing you speaking on behalf, but you're not talking about yourself. KO had to stay shut, and I love it because after KO walked away, Cody and Nick were like, yeah, he bought it. Like, he bought it. It's very easy. He just, a little bait and switch. You reel them in, and you caught the fish, and KO was the fish. I love it. And like Whawkins said, Cody told it, like, yo, Randy's going to get a match for the world title, and I love how KO, I say like, yeah, but that makes sense from the King of the Ring, so it's all part of it, and things like that. But I don't got nothing to show for it. So like KO has a point, but also Cody has a point to prove, saying that like, yo, KO, you haven't had a win, but you've been main eventing PLEs and you've been putting the fights.
Mhm.
I want to go in the ring with you, and I love that.
Yeah, so it's like, again, you're getting rewarded for being a decent guy. And, I say that right now.
But you
And
think
it's
it'll be
like,
a heel
are
turn?
they there's part of me that's just like, are we gonna turn KO heel now? Like, or are we just gonna have him be humble KO? Like, I'm fine either way because Kevin Owens can like pull off either role, but I'm curious how this is gonna go forward, how this is gonna be going forward. Because
Agreed.
I mean, the match itself is gonna be great. Like, it's gonna be awesome. I mean, again, Kevin Owens is probably one of my favorite ongoing wrestlers right now. You know, like I have a deep connection with Kevin Owens. So I'm excited to see him get another title shot. I'm not excited to see him lose that title shot, but take it with stride. Take it as you can. Hell, I saw reports saying that AJ Styles is supposed to be there tonight, and look at my disappointment.
Maybe he's right
I was
now in a
pissed. I was
dark
pissed.
match right now going on SmackDown because
I,
I
that's what
told I
that's
told
what I was gonna
Whawkins
look up on Twitter. Oh,
I told
the
Whawkins
memes
like
distracted me before it.
I told Whawkins during behind the scenes, I told like, yo, look, he might not appear because WWE they themselves never confirmed he's coming back. It was news reports that
I
said it.
know.
They reported that
From
Roman
reputable
Reigns will be
sources. That's the
here
worst
Friday
part.
and next Friday. So I'm like, okay, cool. But then when you tell you like, yeah, he's for sure coming, like, oh, I must have missed the report.
Reputable
But
sources.
then while the show's happy, I'm like, wait a minute, they haven't said the word AJ Styles once.
Oh,
So I'm like, it either must be a dark match that already has appeared. So fans, if you have seen it online, if you've seen it on the web, please let us know if it happens because it will make Watkins very happy and sad at the
yeah.
same time.
No, no. It'll make me even more pissed because it'd be like, why wasn't he on TV?
Nah,
Oh my
but the
god. No,
fans in the arena
no,
deserve it.
literally, seriously. That's what I was okay, chat or comments if you're listening in on this. Like an hour in. Before we went live, I was scrolling on Twitter and I was just like, I got distracted by the memes. The
Oh, it
memes
was Chad.
distracted me.
Very.
Like,
I
and
was
I legitimately forgot what I was looking up. And it was that. It was to see if he showed up in a dark segment. And now I'm kicking myself because it's just like, oh, damn it, what if he was and I didn't see it? And just like,
Sure, I
I
was
know,
getting a stream
Sydney.
ready, and like maybe 5, 8 minutes tops, he was trying to search something. I was unaware of what it was, so I could have not helped him. He was just kept searching, but he kept getting distracted with me, and he was talking about like, damn, I gotta get so distracted. I'm like, I would love to
Memes.
help you, but I don't know what you're searching, so I came and say, hey, is maybe there, maybe there. Nope, nothing. So just to find out during the stream, it was that. Well, reporting now, AJ Styles was there in a dark match versus. I'm lying. I'm lying.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Yeah. Nah. Nah. The
But
memes. No, memes are too distracting, people.
overall, Cody versus KO will be happening. Basher Berlin is confirmed
Mm-hmm.
100%. So that'll be a match
Can't wait
already
for it.
up in the green light that we're going to see in the next 3 weeks. August 31st at 1 p.m. EST. That anybody's unaware,
3
1
weeks.
p.m. EST, we're getting an international PLE. So it'll be 1 p.m. EST, and then it will be after that. 10 a.m. Pacific, I believe. Yes, 3 hours before. Yeah,
Yes.
1
Yeah.
p.m. EST. That'll be a good
Math.
match. Basher Berlin, yeah, math on the show, straight top of the air. See what we could do. We fail or not. But I'm excited for
Yeah.
this. Cody versus KO. Walkers, any last thoughts about it?
It's gonna be a good match. Like that, hands down. Whether we get the heel face dynamic or it's just two faces going at it and Kevin's just all passionate and all that, like I'm fine either way. It's gonna be fun. Like that's it. But speaking of math, we're gonna move on and kind of count count our blessings because oh boy, we got some mid-card stories to talk about. Some good, some bad, but we'll add it all up here in just a second. We're gonna start with our U.S. title picture because our boy, the main man, L.A. Knight, yeah, he is now our U.S. champion, and he's got some slightly different music. My ear didn't really hear much of a difference besides like maybe a couple cadences here and there, but like, yeah, how do we feel about his new music?
New music. I agree with Whawkins. Not any crazy, huge type of difference, like any other type of failures, like like Damien Priest or Rive or the Champion. Like you're hearing in the intro. The only difference that is the extra beats or extra emphasis on the beats of LA Knight's theme, and I would say that that's a good thing. If you want to make him more presentable, and the rumor of his contract being more renewed or restructured, I believe for LA Knight. So for that to be happening, it makes sense. They're putting the money where their mouth is, and I'm happy for LA Knight. If even if it is to make it more official, his theme, I'm glad for LA Knight that he's having this time to change up his music, even at this point in his career.
Yeah, and I mean he's got kind of a new look on him too, with
That
the
vest,
vest looks a little different.
beautiful.
Oh my god, the vest looks great. He's got a new like name title when he comes out, so that graphic looked really good. And yeah, I mean overall he looked really good. And hey, even the Incredible Hulk came out to go see him. We had freaking
Is that the one from
oh
2003, or is that the one from the early 80s?
oh, that's the one from like way back in the day. Yeah,
Oh wow,
like
no wonder. Cause
good
I'm
old
like,
Lou Ferrigno.
yeah,
Yeah.
like that's one from the early 80s or late 70s. I forgot
hmm
which time it premiered, but it was so dope to
Yeah.
see him there. I didn't expect Incredible Hulk to be there. I was like, oh shit, you here? Okay, cool. By the way, I'm gonna say it now.
I love Corey and Wade on commentary during that part. They're
Said,
just
I'm gonna
like,
take a
wait,
picture
I'm
of
gonna
it.
go get his autograph.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna get his picture. How dare you? That was great. Oh, they were good on commentary
Oh,
tonight.
that was great.
They had some good lines.
Kurt Graves gave some insights that I would love to discuss
hmm
later, because he gave some great information
Yeah.
about a few matches that I was unaware about. So really dope to hear. But
Oh yeah.
I wanna say one thing I love about LA Knight promo. He said that
Yeah.
I'm a one-stop shop. I hit it and I quit it. We go to next one. Next match, I hit it and I quit it. I hit it and I quit it. And I'm like, LA Knight, you don't know what you're doing, or if this was on purpose, you know what you're doing, because this is definitely gonna be
Oh
a
nah.
meme, 100% sure.
He knows exactly what he's
He
doing.
know what he did. He literally said, "I hit and I quit it." Next match, he literally said that he came out to Logan Paul. He hit the match, he quit it, and it's done. He moved on, and I'm like, so one night stand, copy, heard you, my guy.
Yep, exactly. Well, I mean, hey, as a champion like that, you should treat your challenges like a one night stand. I ain't gonna deal with you after tonight. Go away. Get to the back of the line, boyo or biznacho or whatever terminology you want to use and all that. So yeah, so LA Knight, he kind of cuts. I struggle even wanting to say it was a typical babyface promo or like a standard promo because I mean it's LA Knight. It's like his substance is enough to like captivate you, but like just on paper, it was basically just very casual, being like, "Hey, look at me! I told you guys I was gonna win the title, and look at that! I won the title, and here I am with my U.S. title. Which, oh, that U.S. title looks
It looks
so
beautiful, him.
freaking good around his waist. Like, god dang, that was great. That was awesome. But we do have a number one contenders match to get on with to see who's gonna face LA Knight for the title. We had Andrade versus Santos Escobar. And while LA Knight's trying to get through this promo, Santos Escobar comes out and he tries to cut a promo. He tries to, I guess he's going to try to make this a thing with LA Knight being Escobar see, and it's just like, dude,
It fell flat. It fell
I
so
see what
bad.
you're doing.
It fell so
Yeah,
flat. I was so disappointed. I was like,
I know you got words for this, so
yo, Santos, he came in. This was the exact notes, beat by beat, chat. It was Santos fell flat in his promo. Crowd was not behind him. I was hoping for more. He sounded confident, but the crowd was not having it. I was very disappointed in the aspect where the fans could even support the heel work, or even hitting it. They gave no reaction, and even when he was trying to do the score bar,
see,
it just doesn't have a ring to it. I'd rather him say
yeah,
Santos Escobar, see,
Santos Escobar.
or something like that. Like use Santos Escobar, see, or Gigante, or some shit, or like, because if people are unaware, we do have a show like that. It's called Sábado Gigante. Every Saturday, we have a show at nighttime, and it's like a comedy show. But the host says it with such a flair that, like, you're saying it in an extra. Sábado Gigante. That's literally what could have been from Escobar Santos. But no, he said it so flat, and he was trying to be LA Knight, but his version. Don't try to be somebody else because you will fall flat when you don't have the same charisma. Not saying that Santos doesn't have a charisma, but he has it, but in his own style, and it doesn't work when you try to copy LA Knight because it felt so flat. As somebody who's been rooting for you, Santos, I was very disappointed with his promo. It could have been better, and I wish you had like a Spanish writer that could have helped you land the joke or land what you're trying to go for. Because I would have been like, no. Instead of that, Santos, how about using your name but in a 3-syllable emphasis? Santos Escobar, and then if you want to add a catchphrase at the end, do the C or instead of yeah, do what you want. I wish it worked, man. I was very disappointed, Whawkins. Like, as a fan that has been trying to root for him, trying to root for Legado del Fantasma more than fucking LWO, who's been slacking doing the work. I wanted them to do something, and it sucks that the promo fell flat because I wish it was better, man. Like, that's my honest truth. Like, I wanted Santos to do some shit, and you fell so flat with the feud, even though from what happened last week with him with Andrade, like, he's like, wait, why do you deserve one when I was in that match too? I never got pinned, so bitch, now you got pinned. Spoiler, but we're gonna talk about it.
Yeah.
Santos, again, I don't wanna ramble too much, but Santos, you could have done better.
Yeah, I mean, I feel that sentiment. I think I get why he's doing like the Escobar C kind of thing, because like I feel like part of it is trying to just make fun of LA Knight in a way. But I do see how
for me, in my perspective, either way.
Yeah, so like I do see how kind of would have fallen flat and all that, because like like when I heard that this was going to be the #1 contenders match for the U.S. title, I'm sitting there thinking, wait, why Santos Escobar?
But makes sense from last week. Remember? Because
sure.
His excuse is that he never got pinned by Logan or LA Knight during their match, so he should have an opportunity. But
yeah, but he also got his butt whooped by LA Knight.
He did, but he never got pinned, so that's his cause. It's like, hey, I got whooped, but I never got beaten. I'm like, that's still not a good thing, my guy. You still got whooped. You didn't get the L, but you still got whooped. But guess what?
Yeah, you got a lowercase L.
But I'm happy with his results because
come on,
this results was a beautiful ending to the match of what I didn't expect for it to conclude. Because like Whawkins' results, like Whawkins' speculation, how were you gonna continue this with the flow of said match that you're announcing, but then having make entertaining or intertwine with other feuds, have Carmelo intertwined with the match, and for some reason, they kept showing Electra. Oh, by the way, chat, we have moved from the promo work. We're talking about the fight now, in case you didn't chime in. Whawkins, having any last minute words about the promo work before I continue on with my thoughts about the match?
No, but I'm not gonna let slide. How could you? How could you just ignore the little lowercase L? Oh, that was such a good bit. How could you? How could chat? How could he? How could he? I want everybody in the chat or the comments right now to put lowercase L's right now because that was a good bit. I am not letting that slide. Um, but yeah, nothing else beyond the promo work. I mean, again, I could see where it could fall flat and all that, but it was fine. It was whatever. But
But the
I'm glad with like Andrade because you know you put it in our notes here too about how he had a pop
yes,
coming
he
out
did.
before the commercial break, which his pops have been getting a lot louder and louder, and this is what I like about Triple H's booking and how he crafts, you know, matches and all that. It's a very slow build, and I know we've kind of mentioned that before in the past, but it's like he does this in a way where it's like, okay, what why are these people having a match? So like let's take DIY as another example. Like they would have a match and it's like, okay, not much of a pop here or there, but as the matches continued, the crowd would get louder, they get more into it, and then like the following week, the pop just gets a little bit louder and a little bit louder. And look what happened with them. They got their tag titles. They had a couple matches with it, and we'll talk about them later on. But like the same thing is kind of happening with Andrade right now, where it's like, okay, he was having, you know, he had some good pops, you know, when he first came back and during some other matches, especially his matches with Carmelo and all that. But
But
like,
now the organic of fans are
mhm,
growing slowly, and that's the beautiful part. Towards
exactly.
people are impatient when it comes to the booking because people need to be reminded that Friday is a self-contained show. Monday is a self-contained show. What happens every Monday goes on back to Monday, unless it's a PLE. That's where they're intertwined, or unless the managers are like, "Hey, let's have a little sub, little sub
Hmm.
members come to my show, sub members go to your show for for this 1 week only." So that's only time when intertwines, but they're trying to be a self-contained. So I love it when Triple H right now, what he's doing with his booking, he's letting the stars cook, and even if they fail, he tries to rework it. If you don't work, all right, cool. We will have you off for a couple weeks and see you come back and see you rework yourself. But he believes
Hmm.
in the course of how he has grown as a superstar. He is literally a byproduct of the company of how the fans love as the game, DX, Triple H, Hunter.
Hmm.
This man has so many nicknames on top of his resume already. So, for your superstar like Andrade to be coming back from WrestleMania to what has happened in Money in the Bank to now, you have done a remarkable job from having fans like me and Whawkins talk about him from what he has done from AEW, from his previous run with WWE to now, to what other fans are starting to realize how good he is and having the time to cook like this match did. It was fucking amazing how this match concluded because
Hmm.
I didn't expect from going from the match first started to from commercial break and after this match cook. Because people need to understand what me and Watkins brought up earlier. The camera work of this fucking match was remarkable. The one thing I will
Oh
say, the
yeah.
con about this match, I mean about this camera work I believe was 2 minutes. That's a one take. One take of 2 minutes
Hmm.
of the camera work going from the front of the arena to the side of the arena of the pole to the front of the arena to the side of the pole. At the last 30-45 seconds of the long one take, it started to be noticeable of the 4K quality or 8K quality it was to feel like I was watching a video game where it felt a bit of a lag, which is not a bad thing. They're still learning the trials and error of the
Wait.
camcorders.
I think that that was during the tag match. I think is what you're talking about.
Oh, it was? Okay, then my apologies. That was the turn of the
Yeah.
tag match.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was because I was sitting there thinking I was like, wait, they didn't. because I couldn't remember a long shot with this, but there was one long shot. It wasn't like too long. It was like a few seconds, but it's like it was like right at the hard cam side. They just kind of had it like it was level with the ring,
Oh
so it
yes,
was like
that one
almost
too.
it
Oh
was
yes.
all
Okay,
yeah.
okay, my
It was
apologies.
almost it
I
was
did get
almost
them
like you were
confused.
sitting there. Yeah, no, it's fine. It's all good. I was just sitting here like, wait,
Yeah, like
hold on,
Vash is
what?
probably mixing up
Nani?
with the camera work with a different match.
Yeah,
Let me correct him real quick.
yeah,
I appreciate that. Yes, that show
yeah,
was also amazing after the commercial
yeah.
break.
That one was good.
Uh, Corey Graves talks about the lore of these two wrestlers. I really love that he gave the
Hmm.
insight to us because he explained that these two wrestlers, Santos Escobar and versus Andrade, have history in the underground lucha lore, except that this is their first time in ring in the company
Hmm.
of the WWE. So I really love that we got told about that. That they have history prior, so they already have a chemistry. They already know how these two fight each other. But it was nice to know that this is the first time on air, in camera, front of the audience of the WWE.
Yeah, like, and I'm glad you caught that too, because like, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes with the commentary, it does kind of become white noise to me as I'm focusing on the action and like I'll like it's information going into my brain, but it never gets retained too well.
Well,
So yeah, that was a good catch with that.
Well, the great thing that we're co-hosts because we balance each other. You pay attention
Hmm.
to the matches, I pay attention to the commentary. We balance each other for the both. Because I love it how you
Exactly.
still know the move sets. I'm still learning them, so we're here for it. Because talking about move sets, Corbin and Apollo came in for the rescue versus Legado de Fantasma was trying to
Hmm.
intervene. How did you feel about the Whawkins? Because I'm kind of mixed about this because this is an interesting mix up of a team that's starting to kind of develop or get each other's back of
Yeah.
Corbin and Apollo with Andrade in a way. So how do you feel about this? Because I'm okay. I'm more curious than more okay. I'm like, what would this lead to? Is this just a one-time thing, or is this just you scratch my back, I scratch yours, we got each other back, that's
Yeah.
all? Like, how do you feel about this?
So I'll start by saying with them aligning with Andrade, I think it's more of just, hey, we want to beat up Legado del Fantasma, and it's just during your match. So I I think that's kind of where that allegiance lies. It's just like, hey, we don't like them either. We'll beat them up because they're interfering. But because I do want to touch really quick on Corbin and Apollo as a team, because like on one hand, it did kind of seem thrown together, even though kind of the same thing. They had a common enemy in Legato, but I mean they're coming around as a team though. I think, and to me it's kind of similar, I guess, to what I was hearing about with like him and Braun Breaker getting together in NXT. So it's like, okay, we're two guys, we need something to do, but like we actually kind of had some good chemistry. Like if you people remember the or I guess if you don't want to remember the little Manscaped commercial we got during SummerSlam, where like Corbin and Apollo were backstage. They were talking about like, oh yeah, shaving this and shaving that, and then like Otis comes in and is just like, oh yeah, with like the razor.
Ah, yes,
Um,
I remember that segment.
yeah.
So that was me. That was my white noise. I totally forgot about that. I did not retain that information until
I
you
don't
brought it
blame
back.
you.
That's when my memory gave myself a flashback.
Yeah. Dude, I don't blame you at all because it was. Dude, I won't say it was unsettling. It was just kind of you were just kind of sitting there like, oh, okay, this is happening. Okay, but then like on the inside, you're also like, oh yeah, because you're just like, okay, yeah, you know what? I relate, Otis. I relate to that. Okay, but I like how they're like. It seems like their chemistry is getting a little better. Just I would like them to be on screen more besides just a beatdown like this, but that's whatever. So yeah, they kind of help assist Andrade a little bit. Legato does come back later. Oh wait, no, that wasn't Legato. Sorry, I thought it was Legato, but it turned out it was Carmelo that came out to interfere.
Yeah.
Is that
Yo, throughout the
yeah?
match, I also knew Electra. the
Mm-hmm.
madrina. They keep calling her the madrina. I felt like she was gonna intervene, cause they kept showing her in the back like she was like a dominant type of factor, like a reasoning why Santos will be winning. And guess what? He was. I mean,
Oh yeah.
girl was a domino if type of factor for him to win because she distracted, and that's how you got Carmelo to grab the leg from Santos to escape Andrade. And I love how Santos was the heel of this. He was laughing about this, and he was smiling like, "Yeah, bitch, you thought I was
Oh
done with
yeah.
you? I got your ass, motherfucker. What you thought this was? A game that you was winning?
Mm-hmm.
Nah, it ain't about you."
Nah. Oh my gosh. But this whole match is really good, and it kind of made me think about this. So, okay, cast Shaw's minds back to like December of last year. So, like what, like 8 months ago? If you guys remember, Cody was starting and having a feud with Shinsuke Nakamura, and a lot of people were saying, "Huh, they're really putting Shinsuke Nakamura on TV a lot. Wonder why that is." And then people were just like, "Oh wait, are they trying to get Okada? Are they trying to get Okada to sign? Are they trying to like show, hey, we treat our Japanese talent pretty well here. You know, we showcase them a lot. We do a lot with them." I'm wondering if they're doing the same right now because, with contract talks going on with a certain Ray Fenix and Penta over in AEW, sounds like they're WWE bound. With Santos and Andrade getting time tonight, I'm wondering if that's like some incentives from WWE to be like, "Hey guys, look what we're doing over here. We'll showcase you guys really good." Kind of like tempting them in a way. You know what I mean?
It's really curious to see what they're gonna end up with. Like that's a big
Mm-hmm.
of question or statement to really roll off the tongue because I'm just happy overall with what Santos and Andre cook tonight. Because honestly, guys,
Oh
chat. Let me be
gosh,
honest with you. I thought this match was gonna be short, and I'm happy it wasn't.
really?
No, I'm happy it wasn't because I felt
Okay.
I'm happy the match was not short because I felt it was going to lead to be a short match, like a 5 minute match or less, or like a 10 or 8 minute match. But this match, I believe, was almost 15 minutes, and that was beautiful.
Yeah, yeah. Especially when like you put in like the commercial time and all that, and man, some of the moves they were pulling out, like we had this sunset flip power bomb from the top rope. For some reason, Andrade did the three amigos. I thought that was only for when you're facing off against Rey Mysterio and you're a heel. So I was wondering where Rey was since we were getting a three amigos. But hey, that's cool. Good. You're actually showing some. Oh shoot, what's the word I'm looking for? Some honor with Eddie Guerrero. Great. I'd love to see that.
Yes, and that's what
But
Monster.
I love the crowd was great tonight. Let me just start off with that. The crowd was awesome tonight. But the fact that like Santos pulls off this awesome poison rana from the top rope, and yet the crowd like cheers, they're like all into it. They're just like, yeah, yeah, you still suck. You
Yeah,
still
they
suck.
were loving it, and
It's
it was
like
like, yeah, you still suck though. I'm like, okay,
it's like,
guess
oh,
he's not
that was
getting over.
cool. Nah, he's over. It's just he's a heel, but it's just like it's so funny. It was just so funny. I was just like, wow, that's so cool. You still suck, dude, but that was so cool. Like,
Right?
I don't. I just love shit like that. But yeah, so Carmelo, he ended up interfering because I guess him and Andrade are gonna continue their feud, even though he keeps losing to Andrade. Fine, whatever. I guess the one nitpick I have with this match, it seemed like the ref was a little late for that roll up that Santos did to win, because like
Oh,
I
bro,
counted at least like two or 3 seconds before the ref even got there.
if you count, it was like five, like it was like a
Mm-hmm.
5-6 pin count. It was a solid 3-5. Sorry, it was a solid 5-6 second pin count. The ref was not there at the spot, and I felt like Andre has to continue shaking to try to get off. I'm like, looks kind of obvious. Looks kind of obvious, guys.
Yeah.
But I'm like, oh well, it worked. It worked.
Yeah. And I mean that's like the one nitpick is again, like I was saying earlier, the more they the longer they went with that match, the more the crowd was just getting into it. And again, it's just that slow cooking. It's that slow cooker. It's like what is it like? They Triple H threw Andrade into a smoker, and he's being smoked right now. Like he's getting that smoke.
Oh, he is.
Yeah,
Can't wait to
yeah,
see in the future Santos versus LA Knight. Since it seemed like this was only a
hmm
one-time type of number one contender, there was not a little mini tournament. So I really can't wait to see
yeah,
what happens with Santos versus LA Knight and Andrade versus Carmelo round 3. Here we go.
yeah. And I think the only thing the last thing I just want to point out with this is especially with the title picture and all that, I'm curious if the title, like the US title match, is gonna be on the SmackDown before Bash in Berlin, or if it's gonna be or if it's actually going to be at Bash in Berlin.
I hope it's on
I'm
Bash.
hoping it's at I hope yeah, I hope so too. I hope it's at the pay-per-view event and not the SmackDown. Nothing wrong with the SmackDown before, because that's become a glorified pre-show for the events. But I mean, yeah, I would like for them to get paid the big bucks for it. So we're gonna move on now to a short little segment we had in the back with Tiffany Stratton, because she is planning a party for Nia Jax. Because hey, Nia Jax is your new women's champion. She's gonna celebrate next week with a big old party, and you know Tiffany Stratton had another run-in with Chelsea Green, and first of all, they have great chemistry together. Both of them just acting like mean girls to each other, but Tiffy's still getting the one up over her. But it's weird because it's like Tiffany Stratton. I'm not sure if she's a face or a heel right now. Like she's been a heel, obviously, but it's like as soon as Chelsea Green shows up, it's like, well, wait, Tiffany, you're kind of like, it's mainly like the tone of her voice. Like the tone of her voice kind of turned into like a face, if that makes sense. Like instead of like this, I can't really describe it, to be honest. Like
Right now at the
I don't know.
moment,
It's
I
just like
feel like
yeah,
Tiffany it's in between her.
yeah, yeah. I mean, she might be a tweener, I guess, but like leaning more towards the heel aspect of it all. But yeah, so again, she's planning this party for Nia Jax. How'd you feel about Nia not being on the show tonight? Like, our women's
No
champion
lie,
wasn't even on the show
it was
tonight.
weird. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah,
Um,
so
I
I hope
I,
everything's fine.
I would have liked if Naya still did a video package or did a promo work like a
Yeah,
25 second one. Like, sorry, couldn't make it. Your queen was not here, but guess what? We're prepping for our surprise party next week. We will see you there.
hmm
Queen Naya, goodbye. Like, some type of cocky confidence type of video package would have been nice, like a promo work for her. They could have
yeah,
find some type of segment to put in between. Tiffany doing the party. I love what Chelsea Green said. Like, I don't like
and I
pink.
didn't even like Pink. Yeah,
Um, I see what you're doing. You're doing a party for yourself. You're not really doing a party for Naya.
yeah,
She implied that, and it's so obvious, guys. Like, she's literally planning
oh
all
gosh,
pink. What is Tiffany wearing? All pink. So what does that mean?
yeah.
We're getting an all pink party next week? Oh my god, yes,
I
girlfriend.
can't wait.
But then we also
I
saw
can't
Pretty
wait for like
Deadly. Who the fuck is having a musical still? Which I totally forgot that was
yes.
still happening.
Man, I hope the musical premieres next week during Naya's, or no, I hope like a song from their musical comes out during Naya's party for all this. That would be hilarious. But yeah, we're gonna have a decked out ring all in pink and everything. But it's funny, if you folks remembered earlier, I had mentioned about rumors and all that. So this is where you guys get a little bit of a payoff here. So rumor had it this week that a certain former member of Imperium may have tried to pull moves on Tiffany Stratton, and now he's coming to SmackDown with a fun little video package.
It's
Uh,
Mr. Worldwide
yeah.
Pitbull, Mr. Miami. He's coming back to Smackdown. Wait, sorry, wrong show. It is Giovanni
Oh, wait.
Vinci is coming
Oh,
back with the most Pitbull-like video package. Like, yo, if you go on Twitter or go to our Discord, I literally posted the link. If you just literally pull a Pitbull song, if you don't pay
oh,
attention to the
so
person's
good.
face, it literally looks like Pitbull just giving like an intro song type of ready 20 seconds in. It literally felt
Hmm.
that I didn't expect this type of like Giovanni Vinci package or the rumor. I'm gonna let you finish off with the rumor first and then give you my thoughts about this package.
Oh yeah. So yeah, basically the rumor had it. Apparently now again, take rumors with the heaviest, biggest grain of
Please.
salt. But the rumor had it was that Giovanni Vinci, he shot his shot. I I admire somebody who shoots their shot. Fine, whatever. But unfortunately, he shot his shot towards his friend's girlfriend, which was Tiffany Stratton, who is currently dating Ludwig Kaiser. They even have an apartment together. And now, then he was kicked out of Imperium. And so, like, if you go back to that beatdown, and how fierce it was, there may have been some, real life shit in there.
Look,
But
people be
again,
angry.
all rumor and
Don't talk to
hearsay.
my girl.
So
That's how simple it is. And when
yeah.
you're a wrestler, sometimes things happen. Matt Hardy and Edge.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes things happen when you steal your girl or when you fuck her on live TV. But hey,
Yeah.
it is what it is. Giovanni Vinci,
It
you coming back Friday. It's gonna be
yeah.
interesting to see where do you end up, or do you end up in the U.S. title run? Do you end up in the mid card story? Wonder who's gonna be
Hmm.
your first feud? Who can you feud with? On top of my head, I don't fucking know. Like maybe Corbin, maybe Corbin, maybe you could join
Maybe.
that fight. That'd be an interesting one-on-one type of fight happening. Maybe. As
Honestly,
the
I
closest thing
can
I could pick up. You,
I can see him linking up with Pretty Deadly. I'm not gonna lie. I could see them kind of linking up a little bit
you know
and
what?
like
I
not
see it.
not forming a team. Yeah,
I see it like
like
joining
not forming a
together.
team.
Be all the
Hmm.
pretty and Giovanni having a fucking plane coming out of Ferrari. I believe that was a Ferrari. I don't even
Yeah.
remember what top it was on the top of my head. He came out plane. He came out from a glass drink, saying that he's been trying to find the fountain of youth. He just learned how to become a champion. He learned how to become the man he's supposed to be. I don't know, like my God, like what the hell have you been doing over this past couple of weeks? Like, what's the storyline type of thing? Have you been training,
Yeah.
or have you been going on a Sue and Ty run?
No, he's got he's got some good facial hair going on. He's got a look. He is a very handsome man, apparently. Uh, but speaking of handsome people and all that, hey, we had Jade Cargill versus Alba Fyre here, our lead
When did
up
that
to the
happen?
tag championships. Oh yeah, it did happen, and our big three showed up because Blair Davenport can't keep her nose out of this business. So hey, we got to even the odds with Naomi. Um, I got a couple things quickly to say before you go off on your tangent that I know you've been saving up for until this.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
But so one thing, I am so glad Jade came out to her own music because okay, I don't know what it is about Bianca anymore because I love Jade Cargill. I love her. Like I love, what they've been doing with her. Yeah, she's still a bit green, but like she's getting better and all that. But like I don't know what it is about Bianca that I'm just not liking right now. I think mainly I need a break from Bianca Belair for a bit. But like it always irked me because I really like Jade's music as well. It always irked me when she would like her
A
entrance would start and
storm
like
is coming. Done.
exactly, and it's just like you have like the music going like it is like the perfect like butt rock song. It's just like, yeah, I'm gonna like mess things up. I'm a superhero. I'm gonna, the storm is coming and all that stuff. Like it gets you hyped up, and then I'm on my own against the world. And it's just like, oh, now my hype is turned into trying to party. Like I
So
think it's
that's how
just the
you
tonal
feel
whiplash.
with Lyra
Yeah.
Valkyria teaming up with the girls at the party. The same way.
Kind of,
Kinda.
yeah,
But you know, same type
kind
of,
of, yeah,
same aspect, same
yeah,
way.
yeah. Because well, their whole thing is because they're boring as shit. But that I
Okay, that's
digress
a
with
different
that one. But
conversation. Never mind. But
yeah,
yeah,
that's a whole different thing. But it's just like, yeah. So it's like, okay, I'm glad Jade came out with her own music. Awesome, great, because it is really good.
it
But
was. It is.
I mean, the match was fine. There really not much to it. I mean, in a way, it was kind of a squash match because, like,
It fucking shouldn't be. It fucking
lot.
shouldn't be a squash match. What the fuck?
Well, we'll get to that here in just a second, buddy. Don't
Oh,
don't worry, don't worry. Breathe,
oh,
breathe, breathe. Do
oh.
do you need a paper bag? Do you need a paper bag to breathe in and out of?
It's just, I'm just let you
Like,
continue before.
nah. Like, it was basically a squash match because I mean, Alba Fyre, she tried to get some stuff in. She was a little quicker than Jade. All right, fine, whatever. We're doing that
So
route.
much
Okay,
quicker
cool.
on screen. Is like I
Hmm.
felt like Jade is like 1 point,
But hey,
and as of like
yeah.
3 point, it's like there's a more of a difference than it should be on screen. It is too
Hmm.
obvious.
Look, Jade is just too powerful because let me just bump you into the corner. A jaded 1, 2, 3. We are donezo. Have our post match beatdown from Blair Davenport. We had Naomi coming out. Got our big three. I'm assuming this is leading to a 6-woman tag, whether it's on the next pay per view or the SmackDown before, whatever have you. Cool, neat, awesome. But go ahead, Vash. I know you have something to get off here with the champions and all that.
Look, chat. I'm very sad because champions, when they came out, no pop, no type of recognition, not a lot of fans screaming for them. I'm a fan of Alba Fyre and the Asla Dawn. I love the supernatural feel. If anybody's watching the Y6 on Monday Night Raw, me and Whawkins were very excited for that. What happened this past Monday with the introduction of the Y6 in-ring debut, amazing. So I'd
Mhm.
love to see Alba Fyre and Asla Dawn see their horror, their supernatural vibe, and they're beautiful ladies doing what they can in the ring. So that's great. However, not having a pop doesn't go well for your champions. It sucks that it doesn't bring no elevation to the belts as well. That's 1 and 2. 3. If you're a fucking champion, why are you getting pinned by Jade Cargill? No offense, I love
Mhm.
Jade. She's dope. She's great. But you do not need to make Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill like the Hulk Hogan's, like them being unstoppable and getting wins. When I feel like they didn't deserve this win, Jade Cargill and Bianca, I felt like I like to see them in despair. Not saying that I want them to
Mhm.
be losing all the time, week to week, but I want them to lose this one so they can have this win over, have the champion feel dominant, and them losing and it feels like a squash match, like Whawkins said. That's not good. I'm not happy like that as a fan,
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
having your champion be squashed when it's not meant for when it's not meant for them to look bad. It's just meant to have Jade look good and look more dominant. We know she's big. We know she's strong. We know she has the muscles and the body figure for it. But when you have the champion going in a faster speed and having to wait for Jade in some spots, it doesn't bode well. And I'm very disappointed that of how they got the L. Very disappointed. Very sad.
Mhm. Okay. So I feel like the phrase for me tonight is I see that and I get that. So that I think that's my phrase for tonight because like that's the thing I get that I get that I get that.
Do you though?
But
Do you feel me?
oh no, I do. Can you feel him now, Mr. Krabs? Yes, he can. Doth thou feeling it now, Mr. Krabs? Yes. But here's the thing. It's like, okay, you can't really have Jade losing right now.
Why?
Like,
Why? She has lost already.
I mean, well, first of all, she lost by what? That was DQ or count out, was it? Like, you
But
can't have her be pinned. I guess pinned or submitted should be the thing. Like, because
I'd rather
her whole
have
presentation. Mhm.
I'd rather have Blair come out, attack Bianca to cause a mayhem where there was a DQ and Amber Fyre won instead of Amber Fyre taking a pin. I wish the day would have found a way where Amber Fyre did not have to take a pin, because that doesn't bode
Mhm.
well. To me, if you want the tag teams to feel something, then let them win. Have them feel dominant where Amber Fyre could do this by a technique, tension, or put her to sleep, where she taps
Mhm.
out instead of getting pinned. I feel like that's more dominant.
See,
Like,
even then, because it's like, because that's the thing. Like, you build up Jade and Bianca as like a dominant force, and they're more dominant when they're together, and like that's kind of the story that's being crafted here. Is like, the more together Bianca and Jade and now Naomi are, the the stronger they are, the more powerful they are. And eventually it's going to get to a point where one of them is going to do something that causes that friction to go like in between them, and like, cuz that's the thing, like, they are they're so powerful that they're able to topple the champions right now. They're able to like make them look weak and look like chumps and all that. And I mean, you're right. You shouldn't have your champions look like that. However, when it's against a force like that's, like, okay, it's like, shoot, oh, I had a good thing too right before all this. uh Shoot, it's like, okay. Oh, fuck, I had something too. Son of a bitch. This is like the worst night for my memory to be crap right now. Okay. So I can't even think straight now. Because
okay,
it's like because I get the criticism. I do. I really do. But it's like, I mean, look. Okay. Look at Jade's presentation, for example. It's like she's supposed to be built as a dominant force, as a wall to like that's hard to topple, that's hard to even get through, because like even the losses that she's had, she hasn't eaten the pin yet, and she hasn't like the only other loss was like a count out victory from what I remember, and it's like that's fine because like you're still keeping her strong. Whereas Bianca, she's eaten a few pinfalls here and there, so it's like you can't really have. Shoot, how do I even explain this? God damn it! I hate things like this where it's just like I feel a certain way, but it's like I have a hard time like putting it into words. It's like, how do I?
so
How do I fucking say it? God damn it!
I understand where
This is frustrating.
I understand where you're coming
Like,
from of having Jade seem the unstoppable force. So once she gets a chance to beat Nia or be in a ring with Nia, once again, that feud could happen once again in the future. Or like people are predicting, Jade betray Bianca one day. That will be a beautiful match as well. 5 out of 5 match in the future. A lot of people are hoping for. But again, Alba Fyre not winning this match and not being as dominant as a champion and having Jade look as dominant force as she is. Again, granted, she is a granted force to be reckoned with. But I feel like they should have find a better way for the writing, for the story, for this to have led up to. Because at the end, guys, spoiler if you didn't know, we had Naomi coming at the end to defend with Blair Davenport, and there's going to be a match for next week. So it's good things leading up to and following by its footsteps. But at the end of the day, the question is, where do we follow with after this? Like, is this going to lead up to a 6 versus 6 at Bash or the go home show? Or is this something that will be built up over the next couple of weeks more? So who knows?
it bothers me that I can't put to words what I'm feeling with it, because it's like, Okay. Because like, okay, we've had chicken shit heels in the past with WWE. We've had all of that. Like, look at the Miz with his first WWE title run. Chicken shit heel. You know, he lost a few matches that he probably shouldn't have, but like, hey, it happens. He'd still cheat to win to retain the title and all that. And like, that's the thing with like having a different champion like that. It's like, okay, yeah, you could have these dominant champions. You could have your Roman Reigns, your Cody Rhodes, your Seth Rollins, all that stuff. But it's like, eventually it gets to the point where it's just like, oh, that gets a little samey right there. You know, what about a champion that like kind of tries to find a different way to win, like tries to like find the sneaky way to win, try to find like the way to get around, like, okay, this person's a little too strong for me, how am I going to do this, you know, by myself? Oh well, I can't, like, because we even saw that tonight where like they tried to cheat, you know, like Isla Dawn and Alba Fyre, they tried to reach hands while she had the submission on, tried to get like a little bit more leverage, but because Bianca was there, they couldn't get all that in. So you probably could have had that, like you were saying, you could have had that different way of winning where it's just like, oh, well, you know, yeah, Alba Fyre won, but there's an asterisk next to it saying, oh, she kind of had help from outside, where like she, you know, Jade had backup with Bianca right there, like kind of like that story that I was saying right there, where it's just like, you know, because they're together, they're stronger, you know, and eventually it's going to come to the point where it's just like, okay, how can we beat them? Well, we need to divide them now. We need to come between them. We need to put this wedge in between Bianca and Jade to make them distrust each other, to make them like not be on the same page, so that way we can get around that. And I think that's going to come in the next title defense of theirs, because like we're probably going to get this 6-woman tag either at the pay-per-view or at the Smackdown beforehand. And, you know, the big three that they like to be called now, they'll probably win. Yeah, it's weird, but, you know, that's a whole different other topic, you know, because, you know, One Piece, Bleach, Naruto, whatever. But it's like, we'll have that match. They'll probably win that, and that'll set up for the next title defense. And if they win, great, awesome, cool. But like, they'll at least be a seed planted for that divide, I think, with that next title defense. Whether Alba Fyre and Isla Dawn actually win that, or they lose it, and another team, you know, maybe what we were thinking of like a couple months ago with Nia and Tiffany, they could be in there too, where like they could see all this happening, and like, because you could play on that kind of history, being like, oh, we noticed this, like we could play onto that, we can like maybe acknowledge that, maybe, you know, drive that wedge in there a little bit more, you know.
Nah, I agree 100%. I can't wait to see what it leads up to, because right now we are doing a lot of speculation and theories of where it could lead up to about the moment. Alba Fyre should not lost. That's what I'm gonna say. My last thoughts.
Yeah. Well. Oh well. She did. And that's all I gotta say. Like, I can't. I wish I could better explain it. It's just like, oh, it's one of those things where it's just like. Okay.
You have to be reminded. If you cannot figure it out, we will talk about it again next week or so.
Yeah.
We will talk about this match or this continued storyline of the women's tag match and their division, because we also have the studs, you know, on this Monday as well going on.
Oh yeah, we had, so with the men's side of the tag team division, oh, they had a bit more meat to go on, and I'm not just talking about because they're, you know, guys and all that. Pause. No. So like, we have like this mini number one contenders tournament thing. Like, I knew we were getting like DIY versus Pretty Deadly. That was going to be a number one contenders match. And I heard Street Profits versus A-Town Down Under. I'm like, all right, cool, neat. But I had no idea that it was also like a number one contenders match. So yeah, I guess we're getting like a mini tournament where the winners of these two matches are going to face each other in the future. whether that's next week, the week after that. I don't think they really said, but we're gonna start with the Street Profits versus A Town Down Under, and it's a good match, great match. I didn't realize it's been 3 years since the Street Profits won Tag Team Gold, which is kind of insane. And I even said it in our notes. It seems illegal that they haven't won tag title gold in 3 years.
I knew they was
Yeah.
gonna win the match once they cook on the backstage
Hmm.
with Braxton. Once they was
Oh
there,
yeah.
um, Montez Ford, Tez, Angela Dawson, they kill it with the promo. I love
Hmm.
how Tez is just ready to murder anybody. He's like, "Yo, it's my time to shine.
Oh
Y'all gonna
yeah.
get in line and watch me work this shit." And he cooked.
Hmm.
This man was amazing. Oh,
Yeah,
right here,
no,
perfect.
they were focused. Yeah, they were focused tonight, not really getting distracted and all that. And yeah, so this was the match with your camera work thing, because like, yeah, we had that long, the long shot and all that. I think the one thing I did like with this shot though is they kept it going, but like they kind of moved it too at the point where like Angelo Dawkins did his pounce move on, I think it was Grayson Waller he did it on, but like it was still like part of the one shot. So like they kind of like showed it and then they like backed out and then like it's like they stuck with it. Like I don't know. For me, it felt more like I was there, kind
Yes,
of in a way,
and
like physically
fucking love it.
experiencing all of this. Oh, it's so
People,
good.
look, as somebody who works in production, I love
Hmm.
Whawkins talk about this because as somebody who works in production, it, and as somebody who does content, I'm a hat in every side of the world, so it's really fun. But to hear my co-host, my team member, talk about the camera work and analyze it, to know that people that are not in the industry know these small things and notice the effort that they put in. Because relating
Hmm.
back to what our boy Daniel Bryan said in the interview of the Gorilla Precision, he mentioned Roman Reigns understanding the ideology of the camera work. You working with the camera, talking about it. So relating back that to this, knowing that the cameraman, the production team are also noticing that they are part of the show as well. That of how they use the camera work, of what they've learned from the pandemic to now, learning that what the wrestlers, they're also actors of what they're showing on screen. Show us the movie, show us the ratio of what
Hmm.
you're trying to capture on screen. And I love how they just kept transitioning from the front to the side and they kept getting back into the same position. I praise the steady cam up, whoever did it, the cam, like it was really well done. Except, like I explained earlier, the last 30 seconds, it was a bit lagging.
Hmm.
Which, not lagging like a video game, but the camera work of the focus felt like I was watching a real life turn into a video game quality, which is not a bad thing. People need to understand that is good quality. I'm trying to discuss. It's like you're going from a real life person to a PS5 version of somebody of quality in 2024. So it shows the type
Yeah.
of effort that we're watching for the camera, and for them to do this, again, fuck you, Fox, for not doing a picture to picture. Because on Monday night they did picture to picture on every fucking match from point A from
Just
8
about,
p.m.
yeah.
to 11 p.m. at nighttime. Every match got done with a trailer or an ad that was being shown with a picture to picture on the side with the match, and I love it. I would have loved to see the Street Profits continue to cook because they was amazing with the beautiful super blockbuster for the win that they did. I did not like their teamwork, their dynamic. Angelo Dawson, I don't know if anyone noticed, but this man definitely lost a couple pounds because this man is showing the work.
Oh yeah.
I could tell, like he probably lost a good 5-10 pounds. My man, you're putting the work. You're watching the anime. You're going plus ultra because I love it.
Oh yeah, no, like Dawkins, he continues to just improve and all that, and I like the difference between this match and the Pretty Deadly versus DIY match, because like, and it also kind of helps too with like continuing the divide with A Town Down Under, because it's like, because Angela Dawkins and Montez Ford are a unit. You know, they work together. A lot of their offense is together. Like, they know each other in and out enough to the point where, like, they know, like, okay, Dawkins is going to try to do something on the outside. He gets attacked. Oh, but here comes Montez Ford, you know, jumping over the top rope and landing on everybody, you know. Like, they know each other enough to be like, okay, he's getting beat down, bet I can just go do this right now. Whereas like with Theory and Grayson Waller, they're still kind of fighting like they're individuals, not really as a team, you know.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, they'll still, you know, try to help each other out and all that. Like, I'm not saying they're completely against each other, but like, it's more about their individual egos rather than the team ego, if that makes sense. And I just love too how, like, even after the match later on, we get them in Nick Aldis's office bitching and moaning about everything. And Theory kind of turned around with Grayson, because like we've seen in the past few months, Grayson Waller like kind of being a dick.
He volunteers
Austin Theory.
He volunteers Theory to matches that he never agreed to, even before
Yeah.
confronting. Like, yo, Theory, what do you want to do this match? I'm gonna go talk to Nick instead. Be like, yo, I signed you up for a match versus Roman Reigns for the title. Bitch, what? I didn't even
Wait,
agree
what?
to this. Thank you for the opportunity, but I'm not ready to fight the Usos. I'm not ready to fight Solo. Get my thumb on my throat. No. So I love what you brought up, Whawkins. This man, and also the smirk, the lie, like him, like him doing like a facial expression, like, I don't know, like like, yo, you trust me, right? And Grace said, like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, you trust me, so we're good then. I'm gonna walk away.
I can't wait.
I love how Austin used the same line, same word by word by Beta. That's Grayson will tell Austin all the time when he said, I signed you up, I volunteer you. Say, Boston, you trust me, right? I got you. And he flipped it back. Smart, intuitive, where the wrestlers know and are starting to pick up things. So that means that Austin Theory always have paid attention towards what DIY said last month about Grayson not treating him correctly and being selfish. He kept the words in his head, like, you know what? I'm going to keep that to account. I'm going to pay attention to that.
Yeah. And I mean, just like one of those Telltale games and like one of those Telltale characters, Austin Theory remembered. You know, he remembered what he said and all that. But as much as Street Profits and A Town Down Under, you know, tried to cook a little bit, Pretty Deadly and DIY, a completely different match. Because, like, God, first of all, DIY has mastered these backstage, like, heading to the ring promos. Like, they have mastered those things. And there was also a note too I had. I didn't put it in our notes, but like, it was a note I had in my head. Like, there was a moment where you saw Johnny Gargano kind of like look at Ciampa, like, very quickly, like, look at him, kind of giving him the cue for his next line before they went out. So that was kind of cool to see. So I don't know if he was like waiting on him to do it, or if like that was his cue or whatever. But like, not only just that, but these two teams are teams. So like what I was saying about like Street Profits, apply that to Pretty Deadly and DIY. And like, we got that throughout this match. Like, there was a lot of double team maneuvers, a lot of like synchronized attacks, from like, you know, drop kicks to the outside to like European uppercuts, even just like some of the in-ring stuff. Like, there was a moment where I think it was Ciampa, he went for a super kick, and I always get their names mixed up, but the blonde haired Pretty Deadly member, the blondie, I'll just say, he pushed the brunette guy out of the way. Again, I'm gonna always butcher their name, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. So he pushed him out of the way, and he took the super kick, and the other member he bounced off the ropes and went in for a clothesline. Like it's tag team uh maneuvers like that, or like just simple like in ring awareness, I guess would be the best terminology. It's just knowing where you're at and what you can do after that, knowing your surroundings and knowing like who you can trust, who you can attack and all that, like what you can do in certain situations. Like that just shows how good of a team both teams are, because like even when Pretty Deadly were going for a double team maneuver, like I think okay, names are coming back to me. Elton Prince, I think, is the blonde hair guy's name. I always forget. Sorry, chat.
Which one? I
Sorry,
don't
comments. Yeah, exactly. But like he went towards the ropes, but then like Johnny Gargano did his like springboard spear to him. So like again, it's just like it's working in tandem. It's working as a team throughout the whole match, and like if anything, this was a match to really showcase Pretty Deadly a little bit, because I feel like the last few matches they've been comedy acts a bit.
They've been.
And don't get me wrong, yeah, like, and they kind of were tonight as well, but like tonight they really showed out a bit.
Oh, they did magnificent. I was very proud for Pretty Deadly because if anybody don't remember, they also do the switcheroo a lot, and they didn't do it.
Oh yeah,
tonight. So I was very happy to see that they was taking more in a serious light. So I was very happy about that. DIY, I agree with what Whawkins said. DIY did a magnificent job with their entrance. They knew how to come in. They know how to speak to the camera. They know how to do the walk and talk. It felt very casual for them. They've gotten very used to this, and I feel like they're doing very good job and successful. And I love what Johnny Gargano said. Yo, they defeated us for my belts in my hometown in Cleveland. I'm like, oh, yeah.
in front of my baby.
Yeah, in front of my 2-year-old.
In front of both of my babies.
Baby. A 2-year-old that does not deserve to be seen. I'm like, bro, your 2-year-old is not gonna remember that. He ain't gonna remember your 2-year-old. He's not gonna remember.
He might. Look, Johnny Gargano's life might just be a telltale game. You never know. You don't know.
True.
But I also like to how they say, look, this ain't gonna be Pretty Deadly the musical. This is DIY Redemption, and I'm just sitting here thinking,
so smooth.
Oh yeah, and I'm just sitting here thinking, I'm like, wait, hold on, are you guys gonna get cowboy hats now and ride on horses, and try to redeem your past self with how your gang went out? Oh wait, I'm thinking of Red Dead Redemption. My bad. Anyways,
that was like a nice transition though, by the way. But
exactly. Thank you.
I love how DIY did a magnificent tag team match. It was really good. They entered this match very good with the entrance. They entered the match. And they finished the match very successful with their double knee from corner to corner. And Elton John sold that like his rent was due.
Anyways, yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah. They again, Pretty Deadly are really good, and I didn't realize it until that match ended up finishing. But I'm like, wait, hold on, we're about to get DIY versus the Street Profits. I don't think I'm ready for that. Like if they're given time, if they're given like 30 minutes, which I doubt they'll be given 30 minutes, but if they're given like 30 minutes,
they will get. I hope. Montez Ford and Johnny Gargano will be flying, and the two brawling brutes of Campia versus Angelo Dawson is going to be brutal, and I'm here for it.
It's going to be good. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait for that.
Chat,
when
I want
is
you
it?
guys to understand that he literally is excited for it because he literally has it in our document. Inject it in my veins, my fucking God.
I need because that's the thing, man. That's the thing. Like because DIY was cooking tonight. Them and Pretty Deadly were cooking tonight.
Right now,
and like
3 seconds. Tell me your answer. Who do you want to win? Street Profits, DIY.
Story-wise, it's DIY, but Street Profits versus Bloodline could be good.
I want
Street
Profits.
My God.
I want Street Profits to win. I want to see that Street Profits versus the Bloodline. That's what I'm going for.
Especially if Jacob Fatu is better.
Yes. I want to see Montez Ford and him cook in a volley. I want them to cook in a session.
Oh.
That would be beautiful. Montez Ford even doing the thing on the road where he does and turn around. I see Jacob Fatu doing the same thing. Oh my god!
He's just
Imagine
behind him like.
Imagine if they do a
Oh,
scream.
I love it.
It's like a scream war.
Oh my god, yes.
I'm here for it.
That will probably be my background that week.
It would me too.
That will probably be my background.
You have Jacob Fatu. I have Montez Ford.
Oh yeah. Oh man, I hope it happens.
But
now.
Chad, guess what?
Boy.
That is the end of our night. That is the end of our show.
Oh, that
so
is.
It's time to talk about the overall thoughts of our SmackDown event. So I'm gonna pass it down to the host himself. What did you think about the SmackDown overall? Were you entertained by our breakdown? What would you have liked to talk about more, or did you not give a fuck about Jade Cargill taking a win? And did you prefer it was Asla done like I did?
No. Or hold on, excuse me. Let me answer that properly. No. Honestly, SmackDown was really good. From top to bottom, I thought everything was done really well, paced really well. I think my one stinker, I mean, it may have been the Jade Cargill Alba Fyre match, but I mean, not for the reasons Vash said. Just because, like, it just kind of happened. It was just kind of there, and I mean, the results were kind of obvious, and I know sometimes the obvious thing isn't always the worst thing or the best thing, but it's all about the execution. The execution was just kind of like, so I get that, but it's like, yeah, the whole night though, oh my god, it was good. Like, I'm excited to see where this Cody KO thing goes. Obviously, with the Bloodline stuff, that's going to be what it is. The U.S. title picture's looking pretty dang good. Wish we had our women's champion here, but I like seeing Tiffany Stratton on my screen as well, so that's fine too. Her, and especially when Chelsea Green's around, hey, awesome, even better. And hey, look, Piper Niven was there too. Isn't that great? Isn't that fantastic? Yeah, I just thought it was a good night, you know. And as usual, the 2 hours just sped by. But what did you think about the show tonight, though, Vash?
Chat, like you also enjoyed our 2-hour breakdown of the show. Like the time codes are in the bottom section below of what we thought about, because this show was good. It was quick. It ran down by itself. I was entertained by it. It was a good back-to-back segments, matches. We had a mini tournament of a number one contender, Street Profits versus 8 Time Down Under. They're about to go under the radar and be gone in the shadow realm, because my boy Austin Theory is gonna put my boy Grayson Waller in a click and bait switch. Like, hey, you're about to get your ass kicked for the next couple of weeks. I'm about to sign you up on a volunteer work. You're about to get kicked by motherfuckers in a matches, and I'm about to sign you up. Oh, Nick, you need some matches for the next week with some competitors? No worries. I'm going to sign you up for Grayson in each week. He's going to put the work. He needs to get better, right? Oh, that's what I heard from the fans. Yeah, Grayson Waller is fighting Randy Orton next week, too. Grayson Waller is going to go against Roman Reigns. Grayson Waller is going to go against Cody Rhodes. Yeah, good matches. I hope that happens.
Yep.
Austin Theory.
Yeah, you're going to level up.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're going to level up there.
Is good. Who's a level up is our boy Roman Reigns. He's the OTC, the original tribal chief, the ones. Can't wait to see how we get our No Yeet coming back. Does Roman Reigns get a call? Does Paul Heyman coming back? I wonder how Paul Heyman will react to this, to finally see his tribal chief. He is the only one. I wonder how Paul Heyman is going to react to it, because the last thing we heard, this man has been in the hospital for the past 2-3 months. We don't know if he has had any recovery. We don't know if he's alive. We don't know any details. So, other than that, it's been a fun show. If you want to see our overall thoughts, go check out the actual H7 breakdown. Other than that, Cody Rhodes versus KO, Babyface versus Happy Proud Face. Who knows?
Yeah, something like that. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah. So, yeah, that again, that's basically our show. So, Vash, why don't you tell the lovely, awesome people out there where they can go if they want to like talk to us or chat with us? See what we're all about, see what we're doing outside of the show. Where could they go and where could they find where they could go? Like, give
Look,
them some
chat.
directions
Look, chat.
here.
I'm gonna keep it
Like,
simple. I'm gonna keep it a buck to you. Number one place. Look at the lower third. You see AniMa Studio. You see Legendary Vash. You see DropThisBox. You see
oh
Whawkins
snap!
MW, and you see the hashtag Weebs of the Ring right there in the corner where Whawkins is looking down below. That's one. Two, the description down below have links for Twitch, YouTube channels, have Twitter handles, have IG handles. So all those are social media places where to find us. Third, if you want to talk to us on a daily basis, go check out the Discord link, join our server, let's have a conversation. Appreciate it. Other than that, subscribe, like the video, like the stream if you're watching this VOD. Thank you, and comment below on your thoughts of the Smackdown show, the coverage, tells your highlights, tells your favorite moments. Are you excited that the OTC is back? Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, I know I am. And hopefully you guys are too. But, thank you, as always, for taking time out of your day to listen to the Weebs of the Ring podcast. If you enjoyed what we had to say, why not do exactly what Vash just said? We are known as AniMa Studio on all social media platforms. Just remember, that's we with a 3. Also, use the hashtag Weebs of the Ring to interact with us about anything regarding wrestling before, during, or after our shows. Feedback is always appreciated as we are nothing without you guys tuning in. Weebs of the Ring is presented by AniMa Studio. Thanks again to our production team of Vash, Whawkins, DropThisBox, Rome, and Jokester, as well as special thanks to JB and Abe. So thank you for joining us, and remember, no string gurneys were harmed in the recording of this podcast. Have a good night, everybody.
All rise for Roman Reigns.